You know what? Let's talk about. I was going to do this later on, but we're talking about centre forwards. Let's have a little chat about the two centre forwards who come off the bench later on. We're kind of skipping around the timelines here, John. So let's talk about the two centre forwards. The manager brings on Jota and he brings on Darwin Nunez in different roles. Now, to be fair to Nunez, he ends up playing up front for a bit and then getting shifted to the left hand side.
Yeah, I mean, he was caught offside.
He does that
when he was on the left. We were going to have a break. He must be able to see that he's in an offside position, and a really promising move just went begging because he's stupid.
I think you see Jones noticed it, so the camera goes on and Jones goes,
"Why? What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
Down the line. You said before, John, like you know, obviously we're all expecting Darwin Nunez to leave. I think that's where we're going. I think we all agree.
We've given it every chance, and it's just not working, is it?
We all agree. I think
I'm fairly certain he'll have a good career somewhere else. You know,
what I would say, John. I think everyone's kind of the opinion that's going to happen. I think everyone probably thinks it's for the best, including probably Darwin Nunez. Yeah. Let's talk about Diogo Jota and his future then, because buying one striker in the summer might be tough. Are you thinking Liverpool might need to buy two and that his future should be questioned? Where do you think we're at with Diogo Jota? Is this just he's in bad nick, he's come back from the injury, or is this just the level? What are we thinking?
The big question mark over Jota is that injury is not a one-off. He's regularly injured for long periods of time, and when he comes back, he has a little adrenaline flurry, and then he goes off his game, and it takes him a while to get back up to where he's been. And all those, those lovely little headers in the box and stuff, they've all gone. You haven't seen them for ages.
He snatched at that one chance, didn't he, when he runs through and dribbles.
When he's running through and score, and that's gone.
Is it?
I personally would move him on simply because you can't rely on him. I like him, but you can't rely on him. There must be better players out there who we could buy, who would be more consistent. Go and buy yourself a South American who's never injured,
Suppose, Ian, because I'm looking at the transfer market and what's going ahead. There actually are quite a few centre forwards who are going to be available this summer, potentially. Now, they're all going to cost you a decent dough. It's worth mentioning that, but, there's
everyone wants one.
And everyone wants one. Like, Arsenal are certainly in the market. Like,
United.
Everyone wants a striker, so it's one of them, really. So I was thinking, a few weeks ago, Liverpool have got so much they need to do. They need to buy a left back. They do need to buy a right back. They probably need a centre back. Wouldn't mind another midfielder. Do they need another winger? And they definitely need a striker. If you then add on another striker and you're thinking, oh my God, 7 new... That just doesn't really happen. I've probably been the biggest Diogo Jota supporter. I think he's fabulous. I always have done. This version of him now, it's been so long since the injury that I'm now worried that he's just lost a yard. And in which case, I am seriously thinking Liverpool might need to go and buy 2 strikers. How much, if say you sell Nunez and Jota and say you get 80 million for the pair of them, you're probably going to need to double that to go and sign 2 strikers. It'll be interesting what they decide.
You're probably going to move Chiesa on as well, so there's another forward come.
Yeah, potentially, yes. Buying 2 strikers, do you think that's where we're heading towards? Are you willing to go one more year with Jota behind somebody else?
No, I think Jota will go, but I think they might go with the option of they might bring in another left-sided player that'll be cheaper than a striker and use Gakpo central.
Or Diaz
central. That's what I think might happen.
Okay.
I also think there was a plan for Dan's next season, but I think because of what's happened this season when there's injuries and that, don't think that's going to happen over the next 12 months.
No, he needs that loan, and his back injury prevents him getting that. Because again, John, the names out, there's loads of names. Etitike, there's Seshko, people have been talking about. Isak would be the dream. Julian Alvarez, all fantastic players. And I think if you're going to replace Darwin Nunez, Liverpool's biggest investment this summer should be in a centre forward. I always thought someone's going to come in and be number one, and then Diogo Jota is going to be the understudy to that person. The more I see of this version of Jota, that is a massive concern.
You never know. He might have a great pre-season and come back firing. But the question mark now for him is how long does that last before he's injured again? And when he gets injured, he isn't out for a game or 2 games. He's out for 10.
What about Chiesa then, John? We're still on the forward line because he wasn't even on the bench. He wasn't even on the bench.
I'd love them to keep him. I'd love to to see what he's like if he gets a,
Why do you think he's not on the bench? You're like, we'll do the Trent thing later.
Well, numbers is the first thing, isn't it? But
I'd have him on the bench over Nunez anytime.
I would too, but I mean, obviously that that's not thinking in slots terms.
Oh, not Ian, I was going to say, does that hint maybe, because we all know Darwin's off. We know for a fact Alexander-Arnold's leaving. Yeah. And that the fact that he doesn't even put Chiesa on the bench ahead of those two. Now, is he just saving him for something? Is he worried that he's not fit? Is he thinking, you know what, you're part of my plans? Or is that a massive, big shining beacon to say he's off, this fella, because he can't even get on the bench ahead of two lads who one is definitely leaving and one is 85 to 95% out the door already?
I think Chiesa's going anyway, but I just think Slot treats people who've been injured differently than Klopp. Now, whereas Klopp used to bring them in straight away, he waits 6 months for them to be ready. It's like Harvey Elliott, I don't think plays as less as he has this season if he doesn't get injured at the start of the season. I think he uses them. It's like he punishes them for being, he doesn't like them being injured. So you're injured, you're not getting anywhere near the squad. It's dead strange. Everyone who's been overlooked, I think, this season has had some sort of injury, and he's not. I don't think Slot's dealt with them being injured, but it's a weird one.
He doesn't seem to trust Chiesa to play, say, centre forward, which I would do. From what I've seen of him, he knows where the goal is and he likes to shoot. But because if he's thinking of him as a winger, then he's got both Diaz and Gakpo there who are going to play on that side.
Well, the fact is, Joe, he ends up with Darwin Nunez playing left wing.
Yeah, he does.
Because Chiesa is not on his bench. And I was just thinking, because we're just speaking, again, you don't want to take too much, this is on the back of the Arsenal, you don't want to take too much on essentially a bit of a meaningless game. But there might be something in that, because the way we're talking here, Liverpool have got a current front six and they might be getting rid of 3 of them and needing to bring 3 of them in. That's a lot of work in the summer, where you're also thinking you need 3 defenders and a midfielder.
Absolutely.
There's a lot going on there, isn't it?
You're more or less saying we're going to have a brand new team next season. And,
for the champions to be saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. to be champions and then to change your whole side or half of it seems a bit,
Liverpool never do that.
But that's because we didn't buy anyone last year.
Actually, I don't think all 3 of them would leave. I'd be shocked if you let 3 of them leave, and I'm just trying to decide who stays. Nunez is going to go.
Well, on the basis of what we know, Jota would be the one to stay.
I agree. Yeah.
Because he doesn't fancy Chiesa by the looks of it, and Nunez, well, he's a lost cause, isn't he? As far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Interesting, he didn't even go with Chiesa on the bench. I thought again it was an easy one, especially when you end up with Gakpo and Diaz on the pitch at the same time. You're probably going to be subbing both of those 2 off. So it was almost like a pre-plan that you were going to need Nunez left wing.
The thing about Nunez, although I'm critical of him, he's going to be more. He's going to bring more to the game than Chiesa at the moment. You know that at least people will worry about him, whereas Chiesa hasn't yet done anything to make anyone worry about him at all.
Yeah, true. It is true. Yeah, right. It's interesting. Like I say, it's an interesting one. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. The future of Liverpool's forward line. What do you think it's going to look like next season? Because based on yesterday, there might be a few of them leaving. If you're judging, but not even just yesterday, based on the rest of the season.